Hey, it's Pool Boss here. So today we're going to fix a broken light. As you can see, our water's starting to look pretty good, but I know we had one light at the end of last year. It wasn't working, so we're just going to change the bulb on it and see if it can get it working. There's the light. Now, first thing before we start on this, most important thing is to make sure we've got no electricity going to the light so we don't have any injuries. If I look at the other light, it's on and it's working. So I'm just going to cut the power supply to the light and then we'll be able to get to go to work on it. So here we're at the side of the house. Our lights have an on-off switch on the inside, but the best way to be sure we've cut the power to it is to unplug our lights. And our lights plug in right here. So we pull the plug on that light and we're going to walk back around. We should see that that light that was on a second ago is now off. So now we know that we're safe. We have no power going to the lights, so we can work on the other lights safely. Okay, so here we are with our broken light. Just to point out, it's been sitting outside the water all day there, so it's just dried up a bit. Important to note that these lights are made for underwater, so it's not recommended if they're on to leave them the lights illuminated while it's out of the pool. It might just get too hot. So we're just going to remove the 4 screws that keep the cover on here. Okay, there we go, that pops right off. And now we can pull our light bulb out. We can see there's a little bit of water in there, so we're just going to dry that off in a second here. But we're just going to unscrew the bulb. Okay, so this part popped off of the bulb there, but it's pretty easy just to snap this back on. It'll snap back on in place there and it'll hold on. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a little bit of paper towel. Just going to clean out any moisture that's inside here. I want to make sure absolutely just to keep the metal ends of the wire dry. And I'm just going to leave that air dry for a couple minutes there until it's ready to go. In the meantime, I'm just going to take this inside. I'm just going to wash the lens with a little bit of soap and water, just so it's cleaner. Okay, so we've let this air dry for a few minutes there, so it looks pretty dry inside. I've taken this inside and give it a wipe out and cleaned it, so it should be nice and clear. So we're ready to go. Here we have, we're going to with our replacement bulb. It's a standard Aqualamp bulb. Cost $40 at the local pool store. Originally our pool came with LED lights that could change from color to color, but the cheapest replacement I've been able to find for them is about $300 or $400. So certainly if you find a cheaper source for that, let me know. I'd love it. Okay, so it's important to place the O-ring back on here. In the past I put some plumber's lube in there, but I actually just read the directions. It doesn't recommend to do that, so we're just going to try it as is. We wiped out the little trough that it sits in there to make sure that there's nothing there to keep it from making a good seal. And now we're just going to have to screw in the 2 connectors onto our new bulb. And we'll just tighten up these terminal connectors here. Okay, now we've got our O-ring in there, so that's going to make the good watertight seal. Now we just have to apply it right in the center there. That's going to be the pressure of the outer cap onto the bulb that keeps that seal there. So we'll put our 4 screws back in. Again, these have to be nice and tight just to keep that seal on the bulb there so no water gets into the back of the bulb where the electricity is flowing. I guess I've tightened this one pretty tight in the past. There's a little crack there, but that shouldn't give us a problem today. And just give everyone another quarter turn tight. Okay, looks good. Okay, now we're going to go plug things back in and see if they work. Okay, so I changed the lights and it still didn't work. So I really didn't know too much more about the light system. I've changed the lights before, but I came over here to explore what else could be wrong. So again, I'm going to unplug the power from the system. I'm just going to take the front panel off this electrical panel here. Okay, so after I took the panel off, I found inside that there's 2 fuses here. So what I did is I just unscrewed them both and took them out. I found that they both look pretty damaged. So anyways, what I did is I took the least damaged one and I switched around and put it in the other component. Turned the system back on. Sure enough, the other light was working, so it's obviously the fuse. And I guess the blown fuse is probably because of the water we had close to the wires. So anyways, I went up to Home Hardware. I got these fuses. Busman 10 amp fuses, 250 volts. And that 5-pack there was about, I think, $3.49. So just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to replace them both. Okay, so both fuses are changed. I'm just going to plug the power back in here. And we'll walk around and see if that fix worked. So there's the light that was hooked up to the burnt fuse. And we're just going to go in the house. Here's our light switch on the wall that turns the pool lights on. And I can tell from looking out from here, that light is now lit. Yeah, so just as a side note, if ever your light's not working, check the fuses before you get a new light bulb. It's quite a cheaper replacement. That's it for this time.